Blessings, my beautiful people. Blessings.
Welcome back, everybody. This is episode, I have no idea because I'm not really prepared, even though I had all day to prepare.
We have to blow dust off this shit.
We got to lubricate our joints real quick. We're figuring this out real quick.
Yeah.
But
we're here and we're back.
It's a new episode. It's been 2 months almost.
It's been 2 months. 2 months too long.
The last time we recorded, we were talking about going to our honeymoon.
Yeah. So they went on their honeymoon. How was the honeymoon? Yeah.
The honeymoon was fantastic. From what I can remember, it's been too long already. It's been a month and a half almost.
Damn.
But it was good. It was long. It was long needed vacation, I guess you can say. I mean, I've never taken a 2-week vacation from work.
Nice.
Like that, like saving up all my hours, this and that.
Were you anxious to get back home?
No. After going to Barcelona, no.
Yeah. We almost lost this motherfucker to Barcelona.
I told him I can miss my flight and be okay. Like, I'll be a hobo on this beach till I make it or something.
Oh, beach living is nice. Oh, yeah, you guys were close to the beach. Jeez.
Yeah, we're like 10 minutes away, like driving-wise. I was like, I can stay here. I'm fine.
So you down to learn the language and everything?
It's basically Spanish. Like, there's little things that, like, Linda couldn't understand.
Nigga, your Spanish suck here, yo.
That's okay. I can still figure it out.
It's okay.
I can still figure it out.
All of a sudden, he got broken English.
But a lot of the shit, it's like, I don't know. I told Linda, I go, it's hard to explain Barcelona, but it's also one of those, like young, like, teen dreams I've always wanted to go because of skateboarding.
Okay.
Because, like, it was, like, the mecca of, like, this one spot, which is, like, the Museum of Arts area, where it's just like a really good smooth ground, nice ledges, nice stairs, this and that.
How come you didn't take a board with you?
Because I wasn't going to try to do all that. I go, yeah, I know it'd be cool. Like, oh, yeah, I rode on it.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to carry around a board with me the whole time just for a quick 10 minutes or whatever. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
And then having to travel with the Uber, and then, like, from there, we're going to go somewhere else. I'm walking around the skateboard the whole time. And, you know, we're still going to buy stuff. So it was kind of just like, for me, it's better to be able to look at it, get pictures of it.
Yeah.
This and that over, like, skating. Because I don't skate like that no more. I can ride around, but I'm not going to be doing tricks like that. So it was still nice to be able to go see that. So that's why, like, Barcelona was, like, the more important thing for me.
So you got a chance to go by some spots where they skated at?
Yeah, which is, like, the main area, which is, like, super cool. And then there's a skate shop around the corner that's pretty much all for, like, the supports that area.
Did you get any cool pictures of that area?
I got some pictures.
The shit you should blow up
and stuff, like,
and hang up.
I mean, the bad thing is, like, I wouldn't say they're cool pictures, but they're pictures nonetheless of it.
Yeah.
And stuff. But I went there and I got, I bought a shirt and some beanies and stuff from the ski shop, which is cool. Well, of course, since it's Europe, it's in the Europe area. 2X isn't really a 2X. 2X is like a large on me.
It's okay. It gives you a goal to go for.
It gives me a goal. But, Barcelona's cool. Italy was cool. I liked it as more of Linda's vibe. Mm. But it's because she's real history and built in the architects of the churches and all that stuff.
Oh, okay.
So, Italy was really cool. The people there were really cool. Driving there is scary as shit.
Fast?
In Italy, yeah. Super fast. Like, there's no, like, I
think about Italy, I think about James Bond, so I think about the fast, action-packed shit going on, which is probably no action-packed shit going on in real life. It's not a movie. It's
just a bunch of freaking Fiats, bunch of big-ass little vans, bunch of scooters just in and out, like in the area we're staying at is little, like, little town square kind of thing, so there's not really lights and stuff as much.
Oh, shit.
So they're just zooming by, and it's kind of like, the cars have the right of way, not the people. So people you're waiting on
as
them.
As it should be, yo.
And it's just like insane. Like when we first got there, we got to Italy before our check-in time. So we had to we got to stall a couple hours. So let's drop off our bags and walk around a little bit. And then got to the point where we need some sleep or something. Like we're tired. So we just stood on some ledge and just watched the cars drop back. It's so crazy. Like, like they're flying and then they're going into a corner and they have to slam on their brakes because people are just walking, like not even looking. And then they're just slamming on the brakes when they slowly start going right next to the person. Like,
and they drive on the right side, right?
No, it's on the same side. Everything's on the same side.
Oh, they don't sit on the same different side from us? Oh shit!
Yeah, it's on the same side.
So what fucking country is that? What they do there?
Like England, Ireland, Japan, all that stuff.
Oh shit!
Yeah. So yeah, them and Spain, they were on the same side as us and everything. But Spain was kind of like the driving was not as scary, you know. But Rome and Florence, super terrifying. Mm-hmm. They're just speeding, like, you know, just not like you're at a stoplight and you know it's almost like you're at like about to race, like everyone's revving about to like.
Oh shit!
As soon as that shit turns green, you hear the driver step on the gas like his pedal to the metal.
So where all did you guys? So the 2 weeks that you guys were there, where all did you guys get a chance to touch?
So 2 weeks we went to Florence and got to see, you know.
And Florence is in Italy. Okay.
I don't know the names of like the stuff. I know like I don't know the name, but we saw like, you know, this main fountain that I guess is a popular fountain. I didn't know, but she know. Mm-hmm. And stuff. So that was really cool. Got to see the churches, which were really cool, and then just little stuff here and there, and then Rome, you know.
And that's what's dope about going for the 2 weeks that you guys went, because you were able to take your time and
it wasn't
and really
super rush, and stuff. You know, we got to see all that, and then, you know, we took the train to Rome, and in Rome, you know, that's the Colosseum. You know, that's where you know you want to see. Yeah. And you know, we're like, oh, let's just go walk. You know, and drop off our bags, check in our room, and we go walk around. And as soon as we leave our hotel, make a right, and then go like, you know, 20 yards, whatever it is, to the corner of the street. You turn left, and the Colosseum is just right there.
Oh shit! So you guys are close.
So, yeah, it was only a 15-minute walk. So it was just such a trip to, like, you know, just leave your hotel, walk down the street, turn left, and then down the street over there is the big ass Coliseum. That's you only see pictures of or videos of. Was it
a culture shock for you?
A little bit. It was kind of crazy, like, to see like yeah, I'm not the biggest history buff, but being able to see something like iconic like that.
Shit you see on books and museums.
Like, you know, you read about or you hear about and stuff. And
was it one of those things where, like, you know, you wake up in a place where, like, for the first time, like, oh fuck, like I'm here, like this is fucking.
Yeah, a lot of it is like every time I left the room, I'm like, oh, like we're freaking and we're here in Italy.
Yeah, because I think I'd have to say there's like a dream destination for a lot of fucking people.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. To like that's always, you know, Rome, Italy. You know, that's always somebody's. You know what I mean. Yeah, it's definitely always one that's on somebody's list. So that's fucking dope.
And it's just, you know, there's a lot of stuff that, you know, you don't feel like, oh yeah, this is kind of like a home, or oh, this is kind of like a home. It's like, no, you know, like it's in your face. Like, this is not America. Yeah. This is not, you know, California. It's a whole different kind of vibe of everything. And
what scares me about going to different countries like that is if some shit cracks off. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
I got that thing on me.
Did you? No, you didn't have that thing on you. Yo.
I did.
How'd you get? Oh, that is right. Did you put it in your suitcase?
I put it in my suitcase. I wrapped it in saran wrap, put it in a lunch bag, and put it in my, you know, check-in bag. Oh, you checked it. You didn't carry it. I didn't carry it. Oh, no.
Why'd you wrap it in saran wrap? Yeah.
Because I didn't want them to be like.
Oh, you can flip it out at any time.
Yeah, if it pops open or something. So I just wanted to make sure it's secure. So if they do check the bags and go, what's
that? Shit looks sketchy. That seems sketchy to me.
Yeah.
Like, he wrapped it in saran wrap and then stuck it into a jar of peanut butter to conceal
a lot of fucking saran. It was the one little layer and stuff, but yeah, it was cool.
You like it didn't slam your ass on the ground.
I wish they would.
Oh fuck, that's dope, dude. I'm glad you guys, you know, had an amazing time and got a chance to see some cool shit.
And the food was good. Food was good.
No bad
a certain extent.
Oh shit, knew it was coming. Because you're a critic, yo.
I'm not really a critic.
Bullshit. Anybody that's ever gone out to eat with you, yo, if you don't fucking hum or fucking do our dance or say out loud, yo, it ain't fucking good.
No, like, because like a lot of it is like, they say you got to beware of like tourist traps. Like, a lot of the restaurants are going to be guided so you're a tourist will go to it, not like a local kind of thing. So the food's going to be half-assed, whatever. But no, the food, like, we made sure we went to like actually looked up a good place, and it was a really good recommended place. And oh man, I don't know, like, if you know what risotto is, like the rice and all that. But we had a mushroom risotto and big ass plate. But dude, it was so freaking good. It was like, and we're always talking, like, we always see it on, like, you know, Gordon Ramsay and all that stuff. And we always try to say, oh, we need to find somewhere that has it. No one ever nowhere has it. And in there, you know, it had mushroom, and that wasn't seafood, so Linda couldn't eat it, you know? Yeah. But it had mushroom, and oh, man, it was so freaking good. And then the carbonara, like I like when I go to Olive Garden, I'll get carbonara.
And what's carbonara?
It's almost like an egg. It's an egg based like sauce.
Oh, okay.
Like egg and Parmesan and cream and all that, and bacon and all that. And fuck, I'm trying to burp.
It's just beer, yeah.
Anyways, yeah, it was like a whole different, like, you know, it was more authentic. It was, you know, they're making the noodles in the front, you know, like,
yeah.
I know it's more of a, you know, just an attraction thing, but, you know, it's fresh noodles. You can tell it's fresh noodles. And then, you know, Linda got ravioli, and the sauce in her ravioli was good. It was a lot of wine, like the red wine taste. So it was good, but it wasn't like what we would choose kind of thing.
Yeah.
If we would have known, I wouldn't have gotten it, but it was still good nonetheless. And then we went to one on one of the days. It was just kind of like, oh, it's getting late, like 9 o'clock, and we need to eat something we haven't eaten yet because we're walking around all day. And we found one place, and it was kind of like, it was a little weird, a little awkward. Like there was no like helping you and this and that. And that's another thing. The service there, they're not constantly next to you like America is, because they're not fighting for tips.
Yeah.
You know, so there's no tips, there's none of that. So they're just, here's your plate. We'll leave you alone until you're ready to pay.
Nice.
But them is like, we sat down to this other place and no menus, no nothing. So we kind of like waited to look around, like making sure they see us, looking at them until they finally do it. And the food was like mediocre, but it was like, we didn't try to Google nothing. We just walked up and saw it and went and ate.
Is there nightlife over there?
Oh yeah. A lot of it's like, I mean, a lot of the restaurants and stuff, like they're like, they eat late over there.
Because I was thinking like the shit just shut down and the city just quiet and just fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, a few lights on.
No, it's pretty active. And then like, you know, Italy, I'm in Florence, Italy. When we went, I guess it was like more of like when all the schools take their trips out there. So there's a bunch of like, you know, teens and, you know, people on vacation. So it was pretty busy. But yeah, there's always, the nighttime was pretty, you know, active and everything. Wasn't, but a lot of, you know, I think I told Linda, like, a lot of it, like, I didn't have to feel like, you know, like tense or like kind of like looking over my shoulder. Like, kind of like, you know, being out here and this and that, you know, watch people and stuff. Like, yeah, you know, you keep an eye on like little people, but it wasn't like, you know, shit, like something's going to happen, you know. Yeah. It was a little more relaxed out there because everyone kind of just mind their own business, this and that. And stuff. So, but it was cool, I think. So,
like, what you mean, like, when, like, as far as like how we have gang culture out here?
Yeah, kind of like that shit. Like,
that's crazy because you're the second person I've heard say something like that. Just because, like, I have a buddy that's over in the DR right now. You know, and if I'm not mistaken, he has property out there in the DR. And you know, there's no, you know, he made mention of, you know, that he has to come back over here to the States. You know, and it's, you know, back to gang culture, back to feminism or whatever, you know what I mean, just stuff that we deal with over here versus over there. It's just, you know what I mean, everybody's so friendly, you know, there's not a lot of what's going on over here. There,
you know? So, you know, it's just so, out here feels so tense, like you're just so on edge and everything's, and over there you're more relaxed and like, even like the people would tell you like, oh, if you need to get somewhere, you need to take a taxi. You know, make sure you order ahead of time because Italians are like, they're kind of lazy. They're kind of on their own time. Like they're not in a rush to get somewhere like right away. Like so, you know, and you feel that, you see that, like everything's so relaxed, so calm, and you're not so tense like out here. You know, like as soon as we land, you get to LAX and
it's fucking fast paced.
They're in a bad mood and they're yelling at you, go this way, this and that. And, you know, everyone's all just, you know, frustrated already. And it's like, I don't want to do this. And, you know, the airports out there is smooth sailing. And, you know, even like going through like TSA out there, you don't got to take off your shoes and this and that. Like, like I wear, you know, I usually wear
everybody's trustworthy. Yeah,
like I usually like wear my Crocs and stuff to like, so it's easy to slip on, slip off, and walk through. No, they just walked right through, no problem. Just put our bags in and everything. It's not like out here we had to take your belts off, hats, everything. Yeah, and they just told us walk right through, you're good.
That's fucking dope, yeah.
Granted, I know we did have, you know, 9/11 happen, and that's why it's a little more strict. But it was kind of nice not having to worry about all that.
I was really looking forward to you guys coming back with it, that you guys had to yell out pickpocket, and I think like you can correct me if I'm wrong, that you guys, you think you may have over maybe scared yourself a little bit?
I think a little bit, like 100%. But you know, a lot of the videos we looked up was the main thing was pickpockets. Make sure you watch out. But you know, like looking back at it now, like a lot of the videos we saw were in subways and stuff, and we were never in a subway.
Yeah.
And like when we took our tours in Florence, like for the churches and stuff, when it started getting like more congested, people showing up, they told us, all right, watch your bags, put them in the front because of pickpockets and stuff. But
now the Pope, is that where the Pope's from?
Mm-hmm. So the Vatican wasn't too far from us, and when we were in Rome,
so you guys didn't get a chance to go by the Vatican?
No, we didn't get a chance. Like we didn't really think about it too much until we were like last minute. We're like, oh yeah, the Vatican's not too far away. We should have went. It was like probably like 20 minutes away, 30 minutes away, something like that. But it wasn't like, oh shit, like. Dang,
think about how wild it would have been had the Pope died while you guys were out there.
Oh, that'd have been crazy.
Well,
then the other thing was it the Jubilee was going on?
Oh, what's
Every
that?
like 25 years, something they open up the church, the Vatican, or whatever, so you can go in or whatever.
Oh shoot,
something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong.
And that was going on while you guys were down there.
And that was going on. The
oh
time
shoot!
We went out and like I didn't really because I'm not too hip with all that stuff.
There's so much shit when it comes to that's really like, I'm like, what's what?
Yeah,
because there's pictures of black people they say that's locked up like down in the, you know what I mean, like of royalty black people, you know what I mean, which is crazy. Because I seen a video just recently. Was where we were talking about the Pope with everything they had just, you know, when he was passing. Mm-hmm. And I mean, they say I do shout outs, so shout out to the Pope's family, you know what I mean? Yeah. But and those that follow the Pope, but they were saying that it was a video where he was going by and it was like a row of like black people. I don't know what these people's role were, wherever they were from, but he was kissing their feet, their shoes, kissing, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
All the way down the line. I'm like, what the fuck? This is the Pope. Like, you know what I mean? Excuse my language, guys. I'm talking about the Pope. But like, what the heck? And you know what I mean? This is the Pope. What is he doing?
Yeah.
Bowing down to, you know what I mean? You know, these African-American people, you know what I mean? Or Africans. They weren't African-American. They're African. You know what I mean? But, yeah, dude, it was, I don't know. I had to do some research.
Yeah. I mean, they said, I mean, he's, you know, he was devoted to the church. And it's not like, you know, they said he got offered.
He was wealthy.
No, they said the money he had into his name was like $100 his name when he died. Like,
oh, I thought they said that he was like he had money, but he didn't. It was
kind of like they said, like, you know, he had a, you know, for being the Pope, it was like an annual salary of like $300-something a year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah.
But he chose not to use it. You know, because he was so devoted. Like, he wasn't in it for the money. He wasn't in it for this.
And supposedly, like that's it, right? They're like, there's not another Pope appointed.
Not yet, I think. I don't know.
I think they said when he goes is like when God comes.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure they said that about the last. See, I can't be serious, yo.
You know, I don't know. I don't know about this stuff. I couldn't.
I don't know.
I don't want to give you false information.
And I don't want to get struck by lightning. Yeah,
you might. But yeah, man, Rome was cool. The train was freaking cool. Seeing the back country of Italy. And all the, you know, the wineries and all that you see back. It's just, it is, like I said, it's a culture shock. It's a culture shock of just seeing everything, how it is out there. And then, you know, you go from there to Rome, and then Rome's more of a city.
Yeah.
From where we're at. You know, we had to walk our bags, you know, like 2 miles to our hotel, which maybe it was probably like a mile. But, I mean, just up and down thing. And then the nice thing about Rome is it wasn't like bricks and cobblestone like it was in Florence. You're not worried about twisting ankle.
Yeah,
like out there.
No, is there houses like houses, or is it all like building?
Where we were, like it was all like just
not like
almost like apartments.
Oh, okay. So there's like new architecture out there, newer style.
In Rome, yeah. But Florence is more a little old school. Like everything's a little more older and all that. But like, you know, once you go to the back country, there's houses and stuff in Italy and everything. But where we're staying, a lot of it's just all apartments and everything. And everyone's just kind of, you know, rode on bikes. No one really had too many cars. Like there's cars, but you could see everyone just mainly had bikes and scooters to roll around in and all that. And let's see, I don't know.
That's fucking dope, yo.
It's a lot, and there's pictures on Instagram. Go look at it. Go check it out. If you really want to see the real.
You guys really want to see. Go tap in. Go look.
Tap in. Check it out.
That's dope. Like I said, 2 weeks. Dream vacation. You know, with the one you love. Hey, can't beat that.
Can't beat it. Terrible flights, but you can't beat the vacation. Something not to complain about. That we got to experience it.
Now that Melissa likes to fly, or that she is down to fly,
yeah,
you have to try something.
Yeah. So it's been
go see some shit.
It was nice being able to, and I would like to do like a little tropical vacation, just chill at the beach the whole time instead of walking 3 miles every day. you know what I mean?
You want to sit somewhere and drink coconut water.
Hell yeah. I want to get drunk on a beach and just chill. That's everyone's kind of idea.
There's Hawaii,
I told her, I go, I'm down for Hawaii. I didn't want my like honeymoon or vacation to be Hawaii.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be something cool like Italy. And stuff. Even if I didn't go to Spain, just knowing I went to Italy.
Italy is fucking dope. Yeah.
Even though it's more for her, but it's fine with me. It's still cool. I still enjoy it.
Yeah.
I always find something I'll rather enjoy there, no matter what. And stuff. But now that I knocked that off the list, I can. I'll feel more comfortable going to Italy. I mean Hawaii.
Hawaii. Nice. Yo, guys, forgive my stomach if you hear my stomach rumbling. Yo. I don't know what's going on.
He's a little weenie. I
drank this beer and all of a sudden it started rumbling in my stomach. Geez, that's dope. Dang, dude, what else has transpired, yo?
A lot. I quit my job after.
yeah, let's talk about it. Yeah. He came back a brand new man. Yeah.
And I was like, a lot of it was like, I don't know if it's like post vacation, like depression. And because I read some stuff like that, but I'm just like, no, I just really just can't.
Yeah.
I'm just not mentally like fit to continue working here. Like,
yeah.
No disrespect to the job or whatever, but like the job itself was cool and everything. And
yeah.
There's little things I wasn't too cool with that I don't need to explain, but
yeah,
it was just mentally eating at me, and I got away from it on the the 2-week vacation, and then I get back and it kind of just all came flooding in like all at once, and I was just kind of back and forth with it, and luckily my wife, she was all like, oh, if that's what you want to do, then do it.
Yeah.
We have money saved up. She's still working. Luckily we are, thankfully we're able to do it.
Yeah.
So I just did it.
Hand clap to supportive wives, dude.
I just did it. And,
and you know what too? They see it on us when we're going through it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They may not say much about it, but they see what we go through.
Yeah.
Especially when you're in a spot, because that's how I was when I was at that forklift wherever Jessica's at. It was almost an anxiety thing that I was dealing with too, just because being fucked with. You know, it's like you fucking with me and I'm doing my job, but still, like I said, it was really fucking with me. I was like, it was just like, get in the car, come home.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And I felt like a weenie. I was like, like you know what I mean, but like I said, I thank God that we were in the position that we were in, and for having a wife that was supportive. You know what I mean, because that meant a lot. Melissa, if I ain't told you, girl, I appreciate you. You know what I mean, because it meant a lot, because it took a lot off of me mentally, which seeing me stress, I know stresses her out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, because normally she's the stressor.
Well, I mean, they're like stressor, but they're natural. Like Melissa and Linda, they're naturally more, I guess caring. They want to make sure you're okay, so they're gonna stress when you're stressed, this and that.
She cares.
So
I'm joking.
So I think it's kind of one in the thing, and whatever they can do to make sure you're okay, they'll be okay.
Yeah, because when you step away from something that's plaguing you, that's giving you this, that's eating away at you, it's a deep breath, and it's like, fuck, okay. I did that. Boom. Because you're going to be good regardless.
Yeah.
Because you know what I mean. You got amazing fucking work ethic. You're good. You know what I mean. So
and it took a lot to like it was hard to sleep, because I did call off that, I went to work and then just called off the next day. I was like, I can't.
Yeah.
Like even that first day back was just so much just anxiety and stress and this and that. And it sounds like as a guy, you want to be, oh, you sound like a bitch, kind of complain, but you know, it's real stuff.
No, real shit.
You know, and, you know, I do make fun of people saying kind of shit like that, like, but
do.
you know, it's true.
But it was a humbling. It's humbling,
like,
yeah.
You know, and I'm still gonna make fun of people for it, but you know, it's just, it was like, you know, I can't, and then I was going back and forth with Linda, back and forth, like, do I do it? Do I not? And she's like, it's up to you, like,
yeah.
You know, and then, you know, you have that ego checking, like, I don't want my wife supporting me and me not working, this and that. But so it's kind of, it was a hard, like, you know, back and forth. And then it was just kind of like, you know what, let's just try it, see how it goes. And it's, you know, it was a huge, you know, jumping off something with no parachute kind of thing, because you don't have a backup plan. You don't have this and that. You just know you have money saved up. Yeah. She's working, you're good. Yeah. So it's a weird feeling for it. But
it's cool though, because now you have an opportunity to sit back and assess what it is that you really, really want to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you know, and I'm still working on it. You know, like I know I bought a GED testing book. You know, nice. You know, I'm reading that here and there. It's just when the way my brain works, it's so hard to read. I can't.
You know what?
It's so hard to focus
for some people. It is. Try audio.
Yeah.
If there's an audio version of it. Because I know, like Melissa, when she said when she took her written test, like she felt it. Yeah. But then hearing the questions and hearing the, you know, the audio from it was, you know.
Well, I think it's just so like yeah, I'm reading it and then I'm slowly forgetting what I'm reading. I go, shit, I gotta go back. But then it also gets like intense when like you're seeing these math equations that you haven't done in 10, 15 years, like the geometric and the, you know, the circumference of a cone and this and that. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Yeah. So it gets super stressed. Like I knew I kind of have anxiety, but like this kind of like shows like, oh fuck, it's a lot of
nigga. I don't know shit, but anytime you want to practice, I ain't gonna joke with you or laugh at you. Yo, there's a lot of shit I don't know. Yeah. And I'm like, when I got to do this shit with these kids, I'm like, fucking thank God there was no fucking exit exam, because I think these kids have like a little exam or whatever they got to take now to pass. You know what I mean? But or I think they were taught they had it and then they took it out. Something. I'm glad I didn't have to deal with the shit. Yeah. Because I'm like, what the fuck is this? Because this is it's new shit.
Yeah, and like, you know, like, and then what kind of stressed me out is in my head I had a whole set of like, you have to take all the tests at once kind of thing. But I didn't realize you can just take one test, chill, and then take another test. Yeah. And then chill, because you're paying for the test, so you do it on your own time kind of thing. So that kind of helped out, you know, kind of ease myself a little bit.
What you got to do is, because I wasn't a school person in school. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I'm definitely not now as an adult. Yeah. You know, so like for me, like even with the 2 classes I got left to take, like I have anxiety like a motherfucker. I'm a 1-class motherfucker. Yeah. And here it is. I got to take 2 classes during the summertime, which is like a rushed, you know what I mean? You get done quicker. But, you know, I know that I got to do it. Yeah. But I'm like, my anxiety is like, you know what I mean?
But I think I work better, like, I work better in person to be taught, not to be by myself trying to read this. And
so why don't you do that?
I was looking, but all the classes or enrollments are closed for GED classes that I was looking up.
Did you check right here at Adult Ed? Mm-hmm. Right here on E Street?
Yeah, I checked a couple places and everything was saying everything not till like June or something. Or
well, I mean, however it may be, as long as you just go back and do it. You know what I mean? But do it at your own pace. Because me, I'm not a online motherfucker. Like I tried. I was like 3 classes I was gonna have to take, and I got through 1 orientation, and by the time I was like a beer and a half in at home, and I told Melissa, I that night I felt like the biggest failure because I dropped out all 3 of my classes that same night. I said I can't. I'm in person, like you know what I mean. Like you said, in person it's a lot. You know,
it's more easier for me to focus and just pay attention and this and that.
At home, I want to turn the TV on. You got the dog running by. They're fucking around with shit, and then I'm like, oh man, you can get up and do whatever the fuck you want.
And like Linda says, she says I have ADHD like a motherfucker. Like I can't like I'll start cleaning. Like, you know,
touched.
Yeah, a little bit. Like while I'm home, you know, I'm home and sick now, so I'm trying to clean. But I'll do one thing and then something catches my eye and I leave that and then go do this. So she'll come home and there's 5 different projects.
Next my nigga doing a handstand against the wall.
Yeah, man. Like I can't focus on one thing and finish it through without starting another project right away and this and that. So like little places get cleaned at a time.
I think I might have a little. I think I might have a little something. Yeah.
So it's, you know, I'm not professionally diagnosed by a doctor, but
yeah, close enough. Then
close
they got
enough.
you.
She's, you know, she sees this stuff, and you know, and it's a lot of me not focusing, and a lot of me paying attention, and then, you know, I don't remember stuff right away and everything, so it's a lot to process for me, and you know, I'll figure it out.
You're gonna get there, yo. And like I said, definitely support you in this mission, this journey. You know what I mean?
And then like you know, Linda's, you know, she's saying it's nice that, you know, when she's home, I'm home already. Like,
yeah,
you know, I'm not getting home at 7 o'clock or 7:30. You know, like I was before. You know, and you know, it's nice. We're eating dinner by 4 o'clock at least. You know? So it's kind of it's quick, it's easy, and we're not eating like at 7, 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So
that's dope.
It's a whole thing.
Hey, you hey,
it's a whole thing.
Knowing what the mission is half the battle, yo. So
and then, like, you know, like it's like, do I try to find a job now? But then we're like, oh, her summer's coming up. We can, if I'm not working, we can comfortably take the train to Washington, spend like a week or whatever out there too, comfortably not worrying about work.
Yeah.
And then, you know, fly back or something. Or
yeah, man, I would take this time to do your school shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because that's the whole, and then it's just so hard. Like,
just whatever you
I
find.
don't know what I want to do. It's the hardest thing in my life.
No, and I know it's a hard one. Mm-hmm. But the dope thing is like I said, having an opportunity where you can really focus in on what you want to do. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, I may rant from time to time about what I do.
Yeah.
But I genuinely enjoy it. You know what I mean? And like I always tell people, you know, the way to make God laugh is to tell him what your plans are for your life. Yeah. You know? And for me, that's how it was for me with this journey. Because once I left there after the lawsuit, dude, I was like, what am I going to do? Like, I don't want to go back to security because I feel like I wasted way too much time doing some shit I didn't necessarily love. Yeah. Or I enjoyed with my job. It had its perks and I had fun doing it. You know what I mean? But, you know, what was my end result other than just clocking in every day? Exactly. And getting a paycheck. And so you get caught up in that, yo. And I think that's where I'm at now, even with some, like what we talked about earlier. Without getting into it on here, where I'm like, where I had that little scare that I'll talk about. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But like my thing's like, am I living or I want to live? Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? And there's so much going on in the world, yo, and there's so much stuff out there at our fingertips. And it's like, you know, what they say, who was it, Sugar Free he said, you got the same 24 hours in a day that Michael Jackson had, and you chose not to do shit. kind of, you know what I mean? Like that's along those lines. I know the wording was like a little different or whatever. Yeah. But you know, it's an opportunity for you to really sit back and assess and do exactly what you want to do. Yeah.
It's like, let me see if I can find these lyrics. It was a song I listened to, and this guy was kind of talking about that kind of stuff. And, you know, he was saying something about, you know, working and this and that, and it's not worth it being, you know, working the 9 to 5 type of stuff. But anyways, but he was saying, you know, like, you know, his time isn't worth the price every hour. Like, this and that. And there's no point in, you know, trying to do that working for someone who doesn't give a shit about you. Yeah, kind of thing, you know.
Because you know what? Because you do have employers that genuinely care about you. Mm-hmm. You know, but also at the end of the day, too, there's a business that has to be ran. Yeah, you know, so
and it's a give and take kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a give and take kind of thing because guess what? That, you know, they still have bills they have to take care of. This, you know what I mean? So the show does go on. Yeah, you know, but sometimes when you need that moment to just say, you know what, I can't be here because I have this that needs to go on. You know what I mean? I'm a yes person, and I have so many doctor's appointments that I've been like, all right, I'm needed here more than that. And no, because if I don't take care of myself, then I'm not going to be here to be able to do what you need me to get done. You know what I mean? So I kept seeing people go for their doctor's appointments. I'm like, why do I keep putting my shit off? And these fools are taking their shit. Well, I'm trying to make sure that we're running a steady shit. Yeah. Fuck that. You know what I mean? And I started going to my appointments, and thank God I did. You know,
so. and I started comparing, like, you know, say, you know, like at that job, you know, people are calling off every week. There's always someone, and, you know, and like the guy I was working with, you know, he was 50 years old. And that fool never takes a day off, never calls off. So in my head, I'm like, and and me and him are kind of working in the same area, and I'm like, I don't want to let him down. So I'm kind of working for him, kind of thing, like, so I'm always, we're always in cahoots of like.
And then I feel bad if I call off. I feel bad because I'm like, okay, who's gonna have to pick up my slack?
Yeah,
So I'm always there, but it's yeah.
Yeah, and it's like if I call off, he's picking up my slack or this and that, and it's kind of like, so I don't want to. So I'm making myself go to work on days I shouldn't be going to work.
Yeah.
And just because I'm trying to make sure he's good.
And then what sucks with that place too is that they'll put your shit on the shelf and wait for you to come back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's whatever has to go out that day plus shit from that day before that didn't get out is thrown on. You know what I mean? So
it's just a whole, and then I just, and I told him, I go, for my mental sake, I can't, like, there's just some stuff I got to work on. And I go, it sounds like, I feel like I sound crazy or whatever. This and that.
No.
It's just,
no,
I
not
start
at all.
laughing at them, talking to them. I'm like, I'm cool. I'm good. Like, I'm fine. I'm not going crazy. But it just sounds like I'm crazy. But it's just, it's just little things that are eating at me that I can't.
But kudos to you, because my thing is like I know at that point in time when they know motherfuckers know that they have a good employee.
Yeah.
It's not until you get to leave though it's like, oh well, we would like to offer you, or we got this, or we were thinking about.
Yeah.
Fuck all that, because before if I wouldn't have come in here with that, would you said any of that to me? Mm-hmm. And so people know they have a good thing, and then fucking this is a beer, yo. Excuse me, guys. They'll know they have a good thing, but still, give you the least that they can give you and do you. Yeah. You know what I mean? During that process until, like I said, it's time to leave. And it's like, kudos to you for saying, like, that was like me. Like, I had to say, you know what? Even at the tire place, I'm like, I don't want to say nobody's names or anything, but even at like the tire place, I was like, we'll give you that office position. Yeah. You want to work towards sales? Hey, from the owners, I got you. I'm an owner.
Yeah.
You know what, boss? At this point in time, too much damage has been done, and I'm cool. Mm-hmm. No hard feelings. I'm okay. I can walk away today, and I'm good.
Yeah.
And it feels good to stand on business. You know what I mean? Because
your well-being is a little more important than
it's way more important
than them making a couple $1 million type of thing. So it was kind of a little like weight off your shoulders kind of thing. Like once I turned it in, signed my shit, got my check.
I thought about his big ass the other day because I seen the seatbelt extender. Yeah.
Shit. Oh, so I was just like, so yeah, it's been a journey now, being at home, kind of going crazy at the same time, but it's cool. I've been kind of doing little things here and there with minimal tools.
He's on cruise control. It ain't nothing wrong with that.
I'm chilling.
You take the time you need to do what you got to do, my brother.
I'm
and like
a
I said, we
scrub
support.
Right now.
You ain't no scrub. You ain't no scrub at all, yo.
So,
like I said, you have an opportunity that some don't get. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%.
So take full advantage of it and make it do what it do. You know what I mean? For real.
Well, if you're trying to measure measure like the back door right here for pieces of wood when I go to Lowe's and everything, and then I find a little cheap piece of wood, can bring it home, and I go, oh shit, it's a little longer than I expected. I'm trying to. I don't have a saw to cut this wood.
Before I got a saw I got an electric saw at the fucking school, yo.
Yeah, I don't see. I'm just
come get it whenever you need it. Yeah.
I go, oh shit, I got a knife that's serrated halfway, yo.
Some motherfucker out here sawing the wood with a Rambo knife, yo.
Hey, the motherfucker worked, and it's blocking it. So,
but you're splintered. It's all splintered up on one side.
Nah,
too.
It's good, yo. Just don't look at it close. Hey, man, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes.
Yeah, yo. Speaking of, like I said, that's a blessing. Like I said, it's a blessing for this new journey. I mean, for every door that closes, another one opens up. You know what I mean? So definitely praying for you on that venture and where you're leading and where God is leading you, my brother. I'm gonna get spiritual on you, where God is leading you, my brother. And like I said, man, take full advantage of it, yo.
Yeah.
And with that, like, speaking about blessings, where we forget that we're blessed. Things that we have. Got a chance to join Brandon's girlfriend Jessica. Awesome soul. Cool chick. Melissa says that's our future daughter-in-law. He better treat her right, yo.
She's such a mom.
Melissa's yeah, she's I call her a smother mother sometimes, yeah. But yeah, she's already called. She said that's gonna be my daughter-in-law. So she wears a lot of hats, and one of the things that she does, out of the kindness of her heart, is she gives back to the homeless. So we got a chance on Easter Sunday to go out with her and pass out breakfast burritos that they got up at like 5:00 in the morning to make and prepare. Melissa went over there in the morning. Me and Roman joined them at 9 before they headed out. But I want to say it was like 80 plus burritos that they made. Went over to one spot by Paris Hill Park. Ran into a young man. I won't say his name on here, but if you guys can just keep that guy in your prayers, if you pray, send a prayer for that guy, the battles and the demons or whatever he's fighting. He was talking to somebody on the phone as we walked up, hands dirty. He was dirty, but young guy. I'd say he was between maybe mid-20s, maybe early 30s. Excuse me. He had an ankle monitor on. He seemed to be really just distraught and angry. Told him, hey, brother, we got food for you. It was me, Roman, and another guy. Another brother that was out there. This is what they do. They go around, And he said, once he said, I'm not a bad person. He started talking to us. He says, we don't think you're a bad person. We're not here to judge you at all, man. We just, give him out breakfast. And the gentleman that was with us, he's like, can I pray for you? So, he lays a hand on him. And then I put my hand, he has his hand on his back. I put my hand on his on his shoulder. And then all of a sudden I see Roman. I didn't see Roman. My eyes were closed because we were starting to pray. And I feel Roman's arm graze over my shoulder. And he put his hand on his other shoulder. Boy, when I tell you that melted my heart, and I cried even more. I was already crying because here it is. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not holier than thou. Yeah. I pray every day. I pray that God, I don't just pray for me and my household. I pray for everybody. Those that are on the street, those that are going through something, whether it be mentally, physically, or spiritually. It's mental health is an awareness, I think. But, we're all fighting some type of battle all the time. Anybody can say they're hurt or that everything is fine, but it's always something, And I know that, hey, when I agree to leave from this spot right here, that God has brought me to, that I know that I'm going to go get into a truck. My truck, and I know that I'm going to go do whatever I want to. When I get hungry, I know that I'm going to eat. I know that I'm going to go home and I'm going to have shelter. You know what I mean? But it melted my heart the fact that I asked Roman, I said, hey, we're going to be going out doing this. Do you want to go? Most kids his age, no, I'm cool. Yeah. He said, yeah, Dad. No, he didn't say, yeah, sure. Yeah, Dad. Like eagerly. All right, God. Okay, I'll see you. We about to do this then. So. And so then when it not broke my heart, but it melted my heart that, he reached across, and, I don't go to church like I should, but I always talk about God, and I always, I talk with Roman about God, and, whatever it is that on my walk trying to get better in life, I'm glad that my son is getting a chance to see it and be a part of it.
I mean, that's all due to you,
Yeah, I appreciate
his mom
that.
too, but it's all due to you.
I appreciate that. It means a lot because, like I said, man, when I tell you I cried even harder, I was like damn near like I was weeping, like you know what I mean. And I hugged him afterwards. And I said, son, I appreciate you more than you understand. Yeah, you could have been doing anything else today, and you chose to come out here. So we went by there. Prayed for that brother, gave him some food for a female friend that was going to be meeting him there in their little encampment. Went up Del Rosa, didn't see anybody. So then Melissa's like, oh, by Omnitrans over by Mount Vernon. All right. It was like the Mecca of, I say Mecca because it was a bunch. Like it was a ton of people. Yeah. There's at least 50, 60 tents. Jeez. About 100-something people. We didn't have we hit just about everybody. Man, and so we're walking up and, you see track marks on people. You see, addiction. You see a young girl, high school age, out there with her boyfriend, and she has crack pipe. She's just about to take a hit. She's seen Roman. And I don't know that girl. Yeah. But I love, respect, and I appreciate her. Yeah. But I didn't need her to hide that. And I did explain to him, he seen what she was, you know what I mean? But I explained to him, I said, son, it was crack. Yeah. She's about to smoke crack,
But she still had the mental where aware
Yeah.
of it to like, oh, he's a kid, I'm gonna still put it away.
Yeah.
Kind
And
of thing.
then being out there is crazy, man, because you see YouTube videos or, you know, different videos, clips that people post of homeless, you know what I mean, going to see, and you don't get, it does not hit you until you're there.
Yeah.
Till you're there
It's
in
so
it.
surreal.
It's, man, when I tell you, walking through there and seeing that and people seeing that we're out there, so they're starting to walk all the way across. Oh yeah, you can come on, but we're coming your way too.
Yeah.
Man, there were so many. There's one guy. Now you do see some. You have some like, oh shit moments. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Guy riding his bike through the thing. Hey, babe, bro, you hungry? You want a meal or anything? You know, any breakfast? He was like, no, I'm good. He said, but you guys want to go check on that chick that has her titties out? And I was like, ah, damn, dude. I was like, he said what? So he said, lady over there has her titties out. She's running around in the dirt. So I was like, dude, we'll take care of over here and then we'll work our way that way. I said, just promise to stand back. Yeah. You know, I want to see his first pair of titties and to be homeless titties. You know what I mean? Making light of it. But like I said, this is also part of life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Unfortunately, you know, Dad always said it's a thin line between being sane and insane. So just different people, some shit gets them and flips that switch. So anyway, man, before we got to where she was at, heard music. It was the My Girl. I got sunshine on a cloudy day by Temptations, man, and loud. It sounded like the real thing, yo. So you know what I mean? It's on the radio loud. Music, background vocals, everything. So I'm not knowing that. So we're going around this tent, big old, yeah, like the Taj Mahal of tent, just big. And so it was like a little bit of this, a little bit of that. They built this little encampment. And so Brandon's girl said, hey, you know, excuse me, would you like something to eat? He said, oh yeah, we'd love something to eat. Come on around. So I'm like, wait a minute, that's the same voice that was just singing. He said, nope, keep going. He's on the microphone, you know, keep going, keep coming around. So we go and there's a little table in a little opening where he has a table like blocking screen. Nobody just walk in there.
Yeah.
Little beat up sofa, dude, with no pillows on it. And he has his arm around his lady. He has some little Christmas lights strung across. And he's singing karaoke, dude.
Yeah.
And mind you, this is about 10:30, 11 in the morning.
Yeah.
You know, some of these people are just getting up because, like I said, there's no destination. Nobody has to go anywhere. You know what I mean? It's not like, let me get up and clean my little area before the business opens. It's a field, you know, and he made my fucking day. He doesn't know that.
Yeah.
But he made my day in more than one way. The fact of, here it is, he don't know where his next meal is going to come from. Here it is that he's out here hoping that the next day is not going to be a rainy day.
Yeah.
But still, he did not let anything, like mind you, he could have been high off his kite. But still, he didn't seem high or anything or drunk.
Yeah.
He seemed perfectly sober. But the fact that he, due to what his circumstances was, he was still making the best of it. You know what I'm saying? Of the situation. And, you know, we get caught up in everyday life of, fuck, man, I just wish I had this. I wish I can go tomorrow and get a fucking bike.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I could, but then I need to think about the financial, you know what I mean? Just shit that comes ahead of that. You know what I'm saying? Or this or that. And I'm like, oh, this sucks because I can't. And, you know what I mean?
And you know, that's what they say. You know, some people are rich in different ways.
Yeah.
You know, he's rich
Man.
and being able to enjoy his life the way it is. And
I shared that story with the kids today. I said, you know, wealth, being rich it's not, to me, it's not in what you have. You know what I'm saying? It's so much more than that, you know. And I shared that story about that homeless guy singing, you know, to them, and they were like, "Can we go with you next time you go handing out food to the homeless?" I said, "You guys you have to do that mission with your parents, okay?
Yeah,
I can't take you guys on a field. They said, can we go on a field trip to hand out? You know what I mean?" And
that's a whole
different one because I said it's a liability issue.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, because if somebody is strung out and they do flip out, you know what I mean? Like it's, you know, it's putting them in a dangerous situation. You know what I mean? I told them, said, what we can do is we can cook. You guys can help me. I can I can hook up my little burners outside. You guys can help me cook. We'll package everything up and then I can take it out and distribute it. But I can't have you guys going out, you know?
Yeah.
But I said, if your parents want to go around with you and do it, that's cool, you know, but I can't. But it made my day, you know. Made our way over there to the young girl. I hope that they were able to make contact with somebody that can give her some resources. There's a sweater not too far from her. Hey, would you like a sweater? Do you need, you know what I mean? Nope, I'm fine. She had like an adult diaper on. She's a young girl. Dude, like maybe like 24, 25 years old. You know what I mean? Just out of her mind, you know. So we're, like I said, man, we're able to touch touch some souls, man. Feed some good people, man. Feed some of the animals that were out there too. So that was good. The good thing with like Brandon's girlfriend does is so she does that, and she has supporters that help, that follow her, that help and everything with the financial part of it and helping out
sponsors kind of thing.
Sponsors, yeah. And then with another blessing is the fact that her mom and her sister are nurses, or they do wound care too. So they go out. So if they see somebody that has an open wound or something like that, like they take their stuff with them and they do wound care.
Yeah.
So, excuse me.
That's not bad, though.
So that's awesome, dude. So we'll be going back out, I think in June. Exact date, I don't know, but we're going to actually take out barbecue pits, barbecue there at the park.
Oh, yeah.
And just have an assembly line, just fresh, hot, off the grill food. You know what I mean? For people. So that'll be pretty big. So,
yeah.
If anybody out there that listens to us and follows that would like to donate to that cause and or come out and support and hand out food, cook, whatever we can use, the more the help, the more the merrier. Donations, blankets, socks, tents, whatever. These people out here that need us. We have government here. We'll go to everywhere else and tell people what they need help them get on their feet and do all this other shit. But we have homeless here that are, it's kids out here, adults that need help, that can't get the resources. So
yeah,
everything counts. Everything helps. So
yep. DM Candy, DM the Stuttercast page on Instagram at StuttercastPod.
Yeah.
And we will relay it back to him.
Hell yeah.
Let him know. Speaking of grilling, I bought a meat thermometer. It should be here tomorrow.
What kind of meat are you planning on grilling? Yeah.
Well, I want to do steaks, but I also want to do more chicken stuff because I like grilled like chicken on the barbecue. But
chicken.
It's just I'm so terrified of chicken because I don't want it to undercook. But also, we end up overcooking it because you don't want it to be raw or whatever.
Yeah.
So and I want to be able to have it a thermometer so I can make sure it's
so you can get worms from chicken.
Yeah, so I want to make sure it's cooked fully through but not overcooked. So I still want it kind of juicy and everything. So about the thermometer to make sure like I can get it to that right temperature and this and that, and same with the steaks and this and that. So I'm trying to get into my grilling stage right now.
That means you have to start wearing the little white sandals that old black men wear, or brown sandals. You got to get the little plaid shorts.
Hey man, whatever it takes.
The tank top with the button-up shirt, but you got to leave the button-up shirt. But yeah, dressed like an uncle now. Yeah,
whatever it takes, bro.
Yo,
dinner is hard to make every day.
Dude, welcome to my life.
She be coming home making dinner because I don't know what to do.
Call me, fool. I got recipes, yo.
Like I'm just not like creative. Like I'll look in the fridge and it's amazing. I don't know what the fuck. Like
you don't know what you're looking at.
I don't know what I'm looking at. Like I know there's chicken. I can cook chicken. I can cook steak or whatever. But I just don't know what to make for sides or.
Sides are always easy.
I don't want to make the rice because I'm gonna mess it up because it's not like her rice and this and that or just little shit like that.
I'm not a rice cooker, but see, you can go get you a rice cooker and cook that shit in the thing. But still ain't gonna come out like
it's not gonna come out, like how she does it. So it's just kind of like.
For me, like the last 2 days, I've been cooking. Well, actually, I take that back. Yesterday, I cooked. The day before, she helped me because I ain't never made. She helped me get the Fideo that's in a little package already.
Yeah.
No, I don't want that shit. I want the little fucking shells.
Yeah.
And I want it like the way that she makes it, like from scratch with the bouillon or whatever. You know what I mean? So I wanted that, and I was on a potato taquito kick, yo.
Yeah.
So she made that. I assisted. I did assist. Like yesterday, I was like, she's not eating meat, so it makes it hard. So she's like, no, I don't eat.
Why she's not eating meat?
Just healthier, I guess, just cutting out meat. But I said, fucking cut out red meat, yo. It's like, we eat more chicken than any damn thing anyway. So, you know what I mean? I don't know. But anyway, so I was like, well, I'm going to make fettuccine. I'm not even going to call her and say, hey, what do you want? She's going to say, I don't care, So I was like, I'll make fettuccine. So I, did the noodles, whatever. I got, probably could have got like, I'm not going to go chop this shit up. And you know what I mean? So I got the little bag of California blend where it has like cauliflower, a broccoli, carrot. Yeah. The steamed bag one. Threw the steamed bag in the microwave for the 7 minutes. Boom. Hot, fresh steam. Threw that in there with the noodles. Threw the sauce in there. Cooked a little bit longer. I went super, you know what I mean? Because, I go the easy route because I was tired. So I ended up getting Tyson had already cubed up chicken breast. It was already cubed up. It's already pre-cooked or whatever. So I threw that shit in the air fryer, threw a little seasoning on it, threw it in there, which was made it a little bit more healthier because it was in there.
Yeah.
Took it out, tossed that shit in like Alfredo sauce a little bit, and just I left it separate. Because she wasn't eating chicken, but shit came out bomb. Garlic bread.
Yeah, like I can do something like that. I don't think about it on the spot, or we don't have the stuff for it, and I'm like, I don't go to the store for all that. Like, just for one dish, whatever kind of thing.
But simple shit.
It's just little excuses and stuff. Like, like I made spaghetti the other day. Little things here and there. But.
Yeah. Shit is so. There's so many like bag dishes out there that you just gotta fucking.
Boy, I made rice-a-roni the other day. I love me some rice-a-roni.
Rice-a-roni's good shit, yo.
I told her I'll buy some hamburger helper. I love hamburger helper too, yo.
Man.
She's a little on the fence with it. She'll eat it. She's fine, but. I'm ghetto, yo. I like rice and
then I like tapatio, yo. Say put some tapatio, yo. Grate a little fresh cheese, put over the top of it. Should be good.
Huh. I don't know, with the new air fryer we got. Shoot. We put barbecue chicken in there. We had little chicken legs that we had. And I was like, put it on the grill. Like, let's try the air fryer. Chucked them in the air fryer.
Oh, Melissa told me about that.
Cooked them and then took them out. Put barbecue sauce all over them. Threw them back in. Got them all crispy, glazed.
I remember you were unsure about fucking air fried chicken, yo. That was our first fucking recording, yo. It was like Super Bowl weekend.
It was good, yeah. Or maybe it might have been Super Bowl weekend.
It was, yo, because we were making. She was air frying chicken, yeah.
Yeah, we got mashed potatoes and everything.
Dang, that's like a white people dinner.
She was eating like white people dinners. I go, it's good sometimes.
That looks like the meal picture from fucking Denny's, yo.
Hell yeah, bro.
No, she looked good though, yo. You did good, or did you have help?
Well, I've been craving mashed potatoes.
Who made mashed potatoes, yo? Did you get the bag or did you mash?
I got the little packets, yo. I don't try to do all that
Hell
shit.
Yeah, my nigga.
I know Gordon Ramsay trying.
You know what I'm sucking right now? Red potatoes. I fucking love a good red potato,
like
yo.
Roasted red potato?
Fuck yeah, dude. Brandon been bringing them home from fucking Costco when they go. Boil them little bitches, yo, and pull them out and throw some butter. Fucking
red potatoes.
I'm gonna get me a shirt, yo, and have red potatoes on there.
I was like, well, I'm gonna cut up some fries. I'm gonna cut up potatoes into fries, and like do it legit, like put them in ice water to get all the starch out and this and that, and do all that shit, all the extra shit.
Fell asleep, huh?
No, I left it out. I was talking with ChatGPT the whole time. All right, what's next? All right, what's the proper way to do this? And it's telling me, so I'm doing everything.
What the fuck are you making?
I was I don't remember what I made, but I know I made fries, and I made a whole little like ranch garlic parmesan type dressing and another. I think we had chicken strips or something. I don't know what we had, but I made a whole chicken like almost like a cane sauce, but a little different with like Tabasco and everything, a little spicier. I had 2 different sauces made. I had that and
my nigga domesticated.
Yeah, I put the oil on the French fries, put a little parsley on there, some all the little seasonings, threw them in the air fryer, and they were good. They weren't bad, but I was so mad because Linda, like a couple days later, she chopped up some potatoes like French fries. Didn't do all the water shit. Just threw them in the air fryer, and they came out better than tasting them. I was so mad.
Oh, you're trying to be fancy, yo. Hey, marriage has made you domestic. That's good shit, yo.
Bro, I know how to do this shit.
Shit you didn't know you can do, yo. See? Motherfucker get married and become a superhero and shit.
I do dishes. I do laundry. I can clean.
You fold?
My robot does the mopping.
Do you fold your laundry, yo?
I fold my laundry.
Don't sit that shit at the foot of your bed, yo. It just gets bigger.
I hang the shirts. Take out the ones that need to be hang dried. Shit. I'm domesticated.
He has a black eye, guys. He has cover up.
I'm not like Chicla and Melanie. Those guys. Shit. A lot's been happening.
A lot's been happening, yo. So there's a few things I know that like I'm gonna have to like touch on it on another episode, yo. But which is cool. We do have a lot of shit to talk about just because it's been a minute.
Yeah.
But just recently, in the headlines, I know you're not a father yet. If you were a father and someone took your son's life, did you hear about that?
I don't know where you're getting at.
So there was that's probably to tell the story first, huh?
Yeah.
So there was a dad. So they did show there was video footage shown. Now, mind you, there are good cops, there's bad cops. Did the young man have a gun on him? I don't know. You know what I mean? Was the gun placed on him? Shit has happened like that in the past. The video shows him running away. Running away doesn't show you getting a gun pulled on you.
Yeah.
You know? So anyway, in the process of him running, he shot, I think they said about 4 or 5 times shots were fired. They hit him. I don't know how many more may have hit him or how many of those hit him, but I think they said it was about 4 or 5 shots that were let off. He died. Dad, family, they get, they see the video footage or whatever. The very next day, dad gets in his vehicle and is out driving, sees a traffic officer standing there directing traffic, full speed, runs him over, kills him.
Jesus. But it wasn't the officer that killed.
That's what I'm trying to figure out, because Melissa's saying that it was the same officer, but then there's other people saying that it was, because in the clipping it said that the kid was shot by a sheriff officer. Or vice versa, the sheriff officer and then the police officer was ran over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's two different, two different branches. Yeah. So I don't know. You know what stories you get like mixed. You get some, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if for me, I mean, like I said, I can't say that I would have done anything different.
I mean, it's hard because you don't want to take someone else's life.
Yeah, you don't want to take somebody else's life.
That wasn't the reason that your kids did.
Yeah, see, that's my thing. So if it was not that officer that he ran down,
I feel like I would have waited till like everything went on. I found out the cop's name who did it, and then did our research, went on the public profile, found his information.
Yeah.
And then struck.
Yeah.
So I know who exactly I'm getting at.
Yeah. I don't think he gave a fuck.
Yeah, I think he was
at that point, you took my son. You know what I mean? I couldn't imagine, man, living in this world without Roman.
Yeah.
Or my son Najee. Or Brandon. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
with my older boys, we may have our differences, man, but I tell you what, man, I'm on a mission. You know what I mean?
I mean, look at that video. I think it was like in the 70s or 80s of that video. That guy who, his kid got killed, and and he knew where the cops were bringing him handcuffed, and he was pretending he was on a phone. Yeah,
smoked his ass.
Turned around, pop, shot him in the head.
Yeah, I told him Happy Father's Day last year. Like, you know what I mean? Online, they're like, Happy Father's Day to this dude. I was like, what's going on with this? Let me read your story. I was like, oh hell yeah, Happy Father's Day to this.
Yeah,
yeah, man. Because my thing is like, anything you do to mine, I'm gonna have to do to you.
Yeah,
and like I said, one of my older boys, man, he was like sexually assaulted. You know what I'm saying? By somebody, but they knew to get him the fuck up out of here before we got our hands on him, And all the things like, why would y'all hide this fool?
Yeah,
and let him run off to go do this shit to somebody else. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, if I could have got my hands on him, like I said, God has a better plan for everything, and I like to hope that God got his hands on him, and if not street justice, maybe, spiritual justice had to be done to him, and he got what he had coming. Because had I done that, then Roman wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I try to look at it that way, man. But
there's a whole lot of, a lot of scenarios.
Yeah, a lot of scenarios, man. But I couldn't imagine, this lifetime, not being without my kids. You know what I mean? And vice versa. Whether we talk on a daily basis with my older ones or not, they grown, however, whatever. You know what I mean? But I'm here if they need me for whatever they need for. You know what I mean? But, I wouldn't have went out and just took out any officer.
Yeah.
It would have had to been that officer that took my son's life.
Yeah, because, at that point, you're just as bad as that officer that killed your kid because you're just killing somebody.
Yeah, it was an innocent officer. You know what I mean? And all officers aren't bad. Just like, you know what I mean? Like anything else, all officers are not bad,
Yeah.
What I didn't like is when he went to court that they tried to intimidate him.
Yeah.
So when you go back and look at the video, you're going to see him walk in to the courthouse. When is it let's say, what is it like? I can't even think like no big shit. It wasn't that many officers when they arrested the Chop when El Chapo had his court date.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There was honestly, when you look at that, there's probably about 30 or more officers standing up against the wall as they walk him in, that he has to look at, that they look dogging him as they walk in there looking at him. Judge reads off what he's reading off, or they do whatever they do. Motherfucker did just like this. Held his head. I love the fact that he didn't break or fold and give me whatever time you gonna fucking give me. Y'all took my son. What do I have to fucking lose? You know what I mean, at this point. Walked out, head high. I'm glad that he didn't drop his head. Because like I said, that was just on some intimidating shit at that point, because there was like 30 or more officers in there.
Yeah.
And he put his hand up.
Trying to make him feel bad. And
Yeah.
like,
And he looked at all of them, on his way out, like,
yeah.
Like, yep, I did it. You know what I mean? Fuck that, But like I said, I'm not in those shoes, you know what I mean? But I can just, I just imagine, man, what I would feel,
Yeah. Like, of course, you're going to be seeing red, but
yeah,
there's a fine line of like, you got to put that aside and figure out who the actual person is, because you don't want to just kill some random person.
Yeah, you don't want to just kill some random person because that random person could, you know what I mean? Like I said, they deserve life like everybody else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and, yeah, man. So I pray. I don't know, and I'm not judging in that situation. I pray for both parties because a life was lost on both ends. You know what I mean? Unfortunately,
look at the cop that saved Lil Wayne.
Yeah, for real,
good cops,
but they said they recovered a gun from the site, and of course one of the officers. I was like, of course they fucking recovered the gun, and he said, he at one point in time the gun was pointed at me while I fired off the shots that I fired off.
Yeah.
But we see what bothers me is because we see it every day with Black and Brown, where we get the fucking lethal shit. We don't get the beanbag. We don't get the rubber bullets. We don't get the hostage negotiate. Come on, guy, just just please put the knife down. You know what I mean? If we got a knife and wielding a knife, even with a knife, motherfuckers, or we reaching for what they think is something. Motherfuckers getting shot.
Yeah.
So prayers for that young man and his family and everything like that. Yeah, crazy.
It's a crazy time. Crazy time we're living in.
Crazy.
Man. Just gotta do you.
I have a lot more, guys, but I know we're probably hitting our time mark. But
we're about an hour 7.
Yeah. I'll say this shit for next time. Content.
We can keep going. I ain't got a job. We can keep going.
Oh, we can keep going, yo.
Or if you want to cut it.
No, man, we can. Hey, no, we can throw it in there, yo. So. My fat ass did praise yoga, yo. It's praise workout, something like that, yo.
So what does it mean? What's the praise for?
The praise is religion.
I know that, but like, where does it fall into your yoga at the same time? Or
okay, so it started out, man. Beautiful souls. These women are awesome. I can be like, oh, really? They beautiful souls? Beautiful souls. You know what I mean? They came out there, they dedicated their time. They didn't charge us not a damn dime.
Yeah.
To be out there, it was just you had to register. They're doing it again this weekend, Saturday, but we can't because we have prior family stuff that we got to be
That's
supportive.
what gets me the whole registering.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to go on create a profile.
No, you don't even have to create a profile. It's just going on there saying that you're gonna be there, so they have an account for who for how many people are gonna be there. But it was well worth it, man. We went. So there was a young lady that came up there. She had a stretch. She's like, a lot of things that are going on with you mentally, physically, and spiritually, or it starts with your body, and your body is controls more than what you think. So she had us open up our lungs, breathing exercise. She had us do stretching exercises and stuff just to get started. Then we went into cardio, doing cardio stuff. Then we went into some more cardio stuff. You know what I mean? Went to a little bit more cardio stuff, and I was like, man,
it was like jogging in place and shit, or
no, not jogging in place, but for every movements, every exercise, like she gave us these rings, and it was just simple as this ring. It's plastic. Just doing this, 30 seconds or a minute doing this, man. Back of my arms were on fire.
Yeah.
But I thought I was putting my mat, because it was the first ones there. I thought we was putting it at the back of the classroom. No, we sat ours down and everybody put their shit behind our shit. So now we at the front. So I can't look like no punk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In front of everybody, So, but there was alternatives. So then she had to put the ring on the ground. And so she jumped into the ring, squat, jump. So this foot's in the ring. So then I'm jumping, this foot's in the ring now.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm squatting, doing that back and forth. Man, or you can just go like this. I was doing that, man. I ain't jumping nowhere, yo. So I'll lead up to that. So we did that, and so then the girl that originally had a stretch in the beginning, she said, "I want you guys to get your mats back out, lay down." She had us, cross leg over, stretch. Real good stretch, from head to toe, neck exercise, rolling around, just loosening the body up. And then she said, lay flat. I want you guys to lay flat on your back. On your back. Lay flat on your back. Lay flat on your back.
Yeah.
And she said, I want you to take a deep breath. It was really like meditation at that point in time. She said, I want you to think about any and everything from the past that you're still holding on to, that you're dealing with. Oh, why she do this, yo? You know, I'm still dealing with shit from my dad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm glad, not why she doing it, but I'm like, oh, here we go, scabs. Here are the scabs that I'm dealing with, that I'm like, I got to and push on. And so she said, you know, just take a deep breath and just think about those things and just release those things as you exhale. Just mentally, and it's crazy. It helped me more than what I thought it would, you know, on a spiritual thing, and just letting go a lot of things that I felt that I had to hold on to, and whether it be mentally, physically, spiritually, you know, having a moment to think and reflect on life in regards to things that, you know, I just recently went through. You know, I hadn't had a chance to talk about it yet, but I'll talk about it. A few months ago. It's been about a month or two, about a month. I had a dark line. Guys, pay attention to your bodies. You know what I mean? I've had this line on my toe for the longest, and just with the last, someone's like, "Dude, get a check," and where I felt guilty of not getting it checked, like I'm here at the doctor. So I told my doctor, I said, "Look, man, I know you ain't no podiatrist, but can you look at my toe? I had a dark line." So he looked. He's like, when white people go, it's serious, y'all. Nigga can do that shit, and even, you know what I mean? It's skeptical, yo. Mexican person is like skeptical, yo. White person is like, oh fuck, it's serious, right? Yeah. It shouldn't be that way, but that's how, you know what I mean? That's my thinking pattern, right? So he's like, it looks like a melanoma. God damn it. So anybody that knows me, that knows us, you know what I mean? The new Kevin, my brother, rest his soul, man. We lost him to melanoma. So you know what I mean? So I'm like, oh, skin cancer. Fuck. I was like, damn. So I was like, all right. He said, I don't know. I'm not a podiatrist, but I'm going to set you up an appointment. Set me with an appointment. I come in. He looks. He said, it just looks like bruising. You're fine. The next day, I get a call from his nurse. You know what? He wants you to come back in just to be on the safe side and do it. God damn. I just told my son, because I tried to be transparent with him and don't want to lie to him. And I told him, said, hey, I had to go get checked. I went and got checked. They checked it out, son. I'm good. Don't need to worry about it. But now I got to go back and tell him the very next day that it possibly might not be okay, and they want to double check, and I got to do a biopsy. Yeah. So I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything that I had to go back in. Excuse me, guys. My stomach rumbling. And so I went back in, but I wasn't going to tell him anything until I knew. You know what I mean? Knew until I felt like I couldn't hold it anymore, kind of thing. Yeah. You know, so I told him, I said, before I went to go do my biopsy, I said, hey, son, I'm off, you know what I mean, this day. And mind you, out of all days to go do my biopsy, what day do they give me? March 31st, which is my birthday, which is a birthday that me and Kevin shared. Yeah. You know what I mean? So there's just too many similarities that were coming up, and I was like, God. And so, Roma's mom, she said, she's like, maybe it's not what you think, and maybe your brother Kevin is on your head. For you too, hey, at least go get it checked out. Yeah. Go get it checked out. And there's so many similarities pointing to him, that he's with you during this process. And I was like, I didn't think about that. You might be right, fool. You punk. I don't like you, but you might be right this time. But my sister always told me, when I got older and I was doing my walk with Christ and everything, man, it was, you pray about something, you give it to God, let it go. You continue to worry about it and think about it. It's almost like doubting him. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I'm like, damn, that makes sense. So, I prayed and I'm like, God, what's going to be is going to be. You know what I mean? I'm here for the long term to fight. What if I got to do a fight? You know what I mean? Regardless. But I promise you, man, I'm going to start living, not just because of the situation I'm going through, because I really got to start living. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Excuse my language. I prayed about it, gave it to God. They say you only lean on God when you're going through something. I lean on God every single day. I thank God for getting up in the morning because somebody didn't get up. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it wasn't that, but I prayed about it and everything. And so I was like, what's going to be is going to be. 3 weeks went by. I was supposed to get it within a week. 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks go by, or almost 3 weeks. So let me call, see what the hell's going on. Like, I should have had something out, but that's scaring me. Yeah. She's like, oh, I can't give you your results over the phone. I'm going to talk to the doctor first. I'm so sorry. Let me call you back. Yeah. Heart fucking going a million miles an hour. Got the call back. You know what I mean? She said, hey, he said, I can go ahead and tell you, you're free and clear. There's no cancer. You're good. Man, if I could have, I mean, I could not. I had to hold back my tears. Stupid camera cuts off on us.
SD card's full.
I had to fight. I had to fight back tears. I had a coworker in the car. I mean, with me. I didn't want to be all too emotional. I just kept saying, "Thank you, God."
You don't want to
Thank
hit
you,
a yabba dabba do.
Man, I didn't want to have. Man, I didn't want to hit a yabba dabba do. Start speaking in tongues. You know, she's like, what voodoo stuff is he? Not voodoo, sweetheart. It's the Holy Spirit. You know what I mean? And yeah, man. Like I said, I can't thank God enough, man. And I couldn't wait to call Melissa. When I called Melissa, she broke down crying. She's like, like, thank God. She's like, baby, I was worried. I can't lose you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you don't. It puts a lot of things into perspective. A lot of things that we take for granted. You know what I mean? Whether it be work, you know what I mean? Take the time to, number one, go get your checkups, to go check on yourself, make sure you're good physically, mentally, spiritually, all that good stuff, man. And also, man, while you're here and you have time, love on your loved ones. You know what I mean? Love on the ones that love you. You know what I mean? Because tomorrow's not promised. You know what I mean? So, with that, this is mental. Well, men's. It's not mental. I say everybody's mental
always
health.
Man's mental wellness.
It's always men's health awareness.
Fuck them women, yeah.
No, I'm not going to say that, guys.
Be grateful, people.
But yeah, be grateful. Be grateful.
Yo. You can wiggle your toes. Yeah.
I wasn't going to say nothing, yo. But it's funny. So during our stretching, yo, I said, we were stretching, and she said, she used the word laterally or whatever. She were doing this stuff. Told Melissa, I said, it's kind of fucked up. She said, what? I said, Pomo can't do this. Swear to God, yo.
I'm glad I'm on your mind. That's what I do.
I was in there stretching. She said, move your foot this way. And I was like,
I can't. Yo, look at.
Nah, yo, you just got gas pedal foot. Yo, you just go up and down, yo.
I can't. Like, look at it. That's the most I could turn.
Go in, yo.
That's the most I can.
That ain't in.
That's all I can do.
Go out.
I can't. Like, this is the most out.
Yeah, yo.
Limited.
Your mind is your only limitation, yo.
No, these scars are my limitation, yo.
If a motherfucker that ain't got no hand can make a prosthetic hand open and close with their mind, yo, you can wiggle your toes if you wanted to, yo.
You don't know how many times I tried.
Lord, if he wanted to, he would.
Shoot.
Yeah, man. Be great. Be great. Do great things, man. Live life. Take care of yourself. Yeah.
I think we'll end on that. I think
you fart or burp, yo.
No, I just exhaled.
Yeah.
I just exhaled.
You want to do a breathing exercise, yo?
No, I'm good. The rest of this podcast, if you're watching it on video, it's going to be in the dark.
It's be in the dark, yo.
You're going to get an hour and like 17 minutes.
That's enough of our beautiful faces, though.
So you'll be good. I'm going to try to get it out. I got time. I got time.
To be continued.
Today I got time, cuz. With that being said, everybody, we hope you have a great week. It's going to be a good time. Enjoy yourself.
Be blessed, my people.
That's it.
That's it, yo.
Peace.